Hi guys. Sorry, clear my throat there real quick. Uh, I figured out what was wrong with. Excuse me, I'm still sick. Figured out what was wrong with my phone and the audio. Sorry. What it was is the microphone on the bottom of my phone. It's a Samsung S9. Yes, I understand. It's very old. However, it still works and I've paid it off, so I really don't care. But I figured out what it was. It was clogged with shit. Like not literal shit, obviously. But it was clogged. So I took off the case that I have, which is an awesome case. I mean, dude, check that out. That's pretty awesome. Uh, for a '90s and '80s kid. Technically, Gen X, but mostly Zennial, which is stupid. I hate that word. We're all just Gen X at that point. Regardless, um, I took it off and I was like, I just don't see what it is. And I tried to blow into all the um, ports like we would do with, Nintendo games. I was just blow into it, it'll be fine. And I noticed that there was one hole, like a itty bitty hole, that looked like it was clogged. So then I thought to myself, what could I find? Like, I don't have any paper clips anywhere. However, I just taken down some lights on my balcony, and there were uh, three or four zip ties. No, not zip ties. Uh, Twisty ties. And I was like, oh shit, I have twisty ties. So, of course, me being me, I pulled off the zippy tie from one of them. Um, Twisty tie. Sorry. I don't know what you people call them, but it's twisty ties. Like what used to be on like bread, the twisty ties. It's a little tiny wire covered in paper. Well, this one, of course, is covered in plastic. And as old as I'm getting at this point, um, I shouldn't be using my teeth to like do things, but I still did. I put it in my teeth and I was like, ugh. And I pulled it off because, you know, it's the easiest way I can think of. And it produced the wire within, cleaned it off, stuck it up inside of that little tiny mic hole. Michael. But Mike hole, wiggled it around a little bit, pulled it out. There was a little bit of gunk on it, blew it off. And then I, of course, did the Nintendo blow because I don't have canned air. So, I did that. And it seems to have worked. I did a bunch of test videos just to make sure that it actually worked. Here's the funny thing. This has not worked. I mean, the mic has not worked for months, maybe years. Who knows? I mean, I tried using my headphones with the mic. Maybe, possibly, it would work. it did not work. So it was definitely the microphone. That was the problem. So I figured it out. Whatever. Anywho, since I already have you here, might as well talk about something, right? Makes sense. I mean, why bother wasting my time and your time if I'm just talking about stupid shit? So, yes, there was a man that was deported, what the left says, illegally. He didn't have due process. Um, he was not part of a gang, and he just happened to be, not a citizen. They deported him. Now he's in El Salvador in their prison, which is not a good prison. And I'll tell you what, I felt bad. I really did. And I still do. I still feel bad for this guy. He's been living in this country for years. He has a disabled son, he has a wife. He's doing his good job in America, which is what everyone should be doing. However, now new things are coming to light. Well, one is that he's been here for 15 years, has not become a citizen. I mean, dude, I understand it costs money. I understand it takes time to become a citizen, but 15 years, dude? Come on. That's on you at that point. Him being deported, it does suck. Because I feel like he's probably a good guy. However, if you look into it, I what I want to say, an Obama appointed judge who was still a judge in the Biden administration made sure that he was a part of what is it called? MS-13. Okay, so it was all these people that, not y'all, because if you're listening to this, you don't agree with it regardless. But their judges, which is still that same judge, so I can't say their, our Maryland's judge, appointed by Obama, and it was okay by Biden. I'd like to call him Brandon, but whatever. Decided that he was associated with MS-13. Now, of course, some people would say, he had left, I think it was Venezuela, and sought asylum here. And the reason was because of he was afraid of gang activity. He was afraid for his life. And that's perfectly fine. I understand. I mean, that's a legit reason to seek asylum. But why? Well, it turns out it's because he was part of that gang and he wanted to leave, and you cannot leave that gang. I mean, It sucks, but join a gang and you end up being either targeted or dead. Well, he decided to become a citizen. Now, he was not a citizen of the United States. Um, and when Trump uh, uh, decided that MS-13 is, it's MS-13, right? Yeah, whatever. When uh, he made sure that they were classified as domestic terrorists or a terrorist organization, period. Unfortunately, this guy had been designated um, as a former member of that gang by the administration of Biden, Brandon. So whose fault is it really? I mean, I feel bad for the guy. I really do. Because, if you want to make a really good life in America and actually produce things, you become a citizen, even if you're not a legal citizen, but you actually do things. I believe me, I feel bad. I really do. But homie had so long to become an actual citizen. Like, I have a friend, her mother um, was an illegal immigrant. I think it was a year ago that she actually became a U.S. citizen. And she was so proud. And I was super proud of her. I was like, oh my God, I can't even imagine how long it took you to do this. And that's great. I'm so happy for you. I mean, she was dressed up and, they had their crazy Mexican parties that they would do. I guarantee you, Modelo was involved. Uh, but I was super happy for her because I was like, you did it. Thank you. That's wonderful. It sucks to come into a country and have to fight to be a citizen. And she did it. Well, this guy did not do that. He had so many years to do it, and he didn't do it. And I can guarantee you, had he done what he needed to do to become a citizen, ICE wouldn't have cared. They would have just walked away. They wouldn't even have looked at him. He didn't do it. That's his fault. I mean, I'm sorry to say that, but that's just the way it is. I just do it the right way. When you are given the opportunity to live in this country, because everyone, even though everyone hates this country for whatever fucking reason, even though they all keep coming, if you have the opportunity to become an American citizen, do it. It sucks to become an American citizen. It takes a long time. It takes money. I guarantee you that you will know more than most of these, uh, not millennials, whoever comes after those millennials. I can't remember what they're called anymore. You'll know more about our history than they do. because you have to learn it. You take a test, it costs money, and then eventually you become an American citizen. And there are so many people that are born here that get to be an American citizen. Like, we'll even talk about Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was born here, but he's Chinese. But he was born here. And that was a whole different time. My friend, whose mother we were just talking about, she was born here by two illegals. Well, one of them's not illegal anymore. Her father is still illegal, and hopefully he'll be deported. She doesn't like if I say that, but tough shit. But she was born here, and she makes money and she does stuff. She pays into everything. So, I mean, it's not hard to become become a citizen. It is, but you can do it. But don't cry when we deport people for not being a citizen, and don't cry when these people happen to have one membership in a terrorist group, or B, possibly they used to be part of uh, that said group. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I don't feel bad. I mean, I do kind of feel bad for this guy because he was really trying to turn his life around. But like I said, he had plenty enough time to become a citizen. So, anyways, have a good day.